All right, this problem starts us off with a quadratic equation and wants us to find the vertex of that quadratic equation. The vertex of a quadratic equation is either going to be the max, the peak, if we're looking at an upside down U, or it's going to be the valley, the min, if we're looking at a standard U-shaped quadratic equation. It's just the x and the y of our min or our max point depending upon the graph. So what we want to do is we're going to take the equation that they give us and we're going to shove that into y1 on our calculator. And then from there, we're going to graph and do a second calc. And then depending upon the shape of the graph, we'll have to make a decision. We're either going to calc a max because we're looking at a peak, or we're going to calculate a min because we're looking at a valley. So we'll go ahead and open up our TI-84 calculators and throw that equation in. So to graph this, you want to go to the y equals button in the top left corner. And from there, we're going to enter in negative, and then the fraction, I always use this feature that's on these newer calculators, this alpha, and then y equals, and then you want to choose number 1 there, the numerator denominator button. And that just breaks it up into a fraction for us, so we don't have to worry about where any parentheses might go. So anytime I need to do a fraction, I really use that alpha y equals button. So from there, we just keep going, x squared, and then minus 2x, and then plus 1. And we go ahead and graph it and take a look at what we find. So what we have in this situation is we've got the upside down U going on. So our vertex is going to be happening at the peak of this graph, or the max. And so we're going to need to do a second calc max. So we go ahead and hit the second, and then we choose the calc menu by hitting the trace button. And then we want to go down to number 4 there, maximum. And then it's going to ask us 3 questions. We actually care about these questions. So it's going to ask you first to find a point to the left of the max. So you just want to scroll your cursor over so that you're anywhere to the left of the max will work. Then hit enter, and then it wants us to find a right bound. So we're just going to scroll our cursor back over to the right. So we're to the right of where the max is, and hit enter. And then it wants us to guess. So we're just going to scroll somewhere up near where the max is, and again, hit enter. And now out of there, you just need to make sure you know how to read your calculator and what it's telling you. So negative 1.999999 is really the same as negative 2, and then our y value is 3. So our maximum was happening at the point negative 2, 3, which is going to be our answer for this problem.